Greetings, love and light, peace and blessings. It is so wonderful to be back with you today. Boy, do we have a show, just something that I love to talk about. And I just wanted to share with you on this beginning of such wonderful energy with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces and retrograde, which is very introspective to us as a collective, as a whole. And it is something that's just been coming up a lot for us. Kind of things are like, where is belief? Is people still going to church? I know it still exists. Is why is there this such big divide between what's right, what's wrong? There's so many options. How can I pick the correct one that is right for me? I don't want to go to hell. You have all these things that come up, and let's dive into it. Let's get to it. But first, let us open with a prayer or setting intentions. Let's say that. Let's set some intentions. So I come to you, universe, spirit, thanking you for allowing for us to be here, right here in this moment together right now. Be our eyes, be our ears, be the words that come from out of my mouth, and to the words that are heard to the listeners that are listening to this right now. Be with us as a collective to be able to understand how we will use this information for our highest good. And if anything does not resonate with us, allow for us to be strong enough to be able to let it go. Because if it's not for us, it's not meant for us. If it's meant to be stored, allow for us to store it and bring it up when it's necessary for us to use it. And if it's for us right now, show us the actual action steps, clarity, and what we need to do with this information next. We thank you so hardly for allowing for us to have breath in our body and for this moment right here. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I am so great. So let's get into it. I want to make sure I bring up my notes because I have notes for this. Because I wanted to make sure I didn't leave anything out. It was very important to me. And again, this episode today is entitled Energy, Spirituality, Religion. Let's talk about it, people. Okay, so moving this over, grabbing my notes. I want to be able to see and not block my face. I should have had it done already. Ooh, it's getting ready to rain. I want to make some rainwater. Um, okay. Alrighty, let's go. So let's get into it. Let's dive directly into it. And I grabbed some definitions so we can kind of start with the core of what we're talking about when we talk about energy, spirituality, and religion. Everything that I'm going to be giving you all is going to be based off how I necessarily feel about the topic, right? It's my personal experience of things that I've gone through as well as how I am interpreting the information as I get it. Again, if it resonates with you, please do keep it, use it however you may. And if it does not resonate with you, you can stop the video. You can think of someone that it can be beneficial to and share it with them, or just leave it alone altogether. But it is perfectly fine. Now, I will say if I trigger you in any way, I do invite you to sit with that trigger. Ask yourself a series of curiosity questions to help pull yourself out of it. Why am I feeling the way that I am feeling? And whatever comes up, why is that coming up for me at this moment? What can I do with that feeling of how I feel right now? That goes for any video that you may watch, whether it's with me or anybody else. Keep that in mind. That's even if you go out. Things are a reflection of us, and there's things that we're asking for. And so the universe and energy will always provide for you answers and different things. And it can be provoked by your emotions. So things that trigger you, whether and I heard a really great term, the opposite of trigger, which is glimmer. Right. So whether it glimmers you or triggers you, still you can go down the rabbit hole of being curious of what is it for you? Why is it doing that for you? And how you would like to go about doing it. All right. So too far off track. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Energy, spirituality, religion. That is what we are talking about today. If you see me looking elsewhere, I got a couple of different screens up, so just work with me today. So, when we talk about energy, I'm referring to the universal energy. And the universal energy is the life force through anyone and everything, known as chi or prana or cosmic energy, in different traditions depending on what you relate to. Energy is very neutral. Energy doesn't know good or bad, it simply exists both within and around us. We have the energy of the planets because we hold it all within inside of us. And then we can see it as individual things because what is in the inner is displayed on the outer, which goes back to the whole being triggered or glimmer moment. It happens inside first, then it shows itself physically, and you can see those things. So it doesn't know whether it's good or bad. Like we talk about Mercury retrogrades, it starts to come. Mercury retrograde isn't, we're all, naming it like, oh my gosh, times are hard and my phone is messing up and this meeting got delayed or accidents and cars and all the things. And meanwhile, Mercury is just doing his thing, living his life, loving his energy, not bothered by anybody, right? So we get to depict what that is, but the energy is then labeled until we label it what the energy is. Okay, so in spiritual practices like breath work, meditation, movement, aim to make sense, balance, and channel the energy. Those are the things of different things allowing for it to come in. And I want to say, refrain from saying spiritual practices. I should have corrected that on my notes, but it should say more energy practices, right? Because we don't want to link it to anything at the moment. You'll see the buildup as it comes. And so everything has an atom, a cell is an extension of the universal energy force. When we pause and align, we can reconnect with it. So even getting back with nature, these lovely plants behind me, these the candles and the sage or the incense, all of us have some type of connection together that works together. And so when we have all those things together, we connect with the energy. If I sit here and I tap my fingertips, I am bringing one, those are um, acupuncture points, right? These are also chakra points. Anywhere two things meet can create those things. And this is the beginning and the end point of your hands. So you can do that. And then if you slowly start to pull them away, you can feel that tingling, that feeling in between your hands. You can start to move and then you can start feeling that, right? Almost as if you're cutting through air, you can feel and move your hands back and forth. You can feel something. That's just energy. This energy doesn't know good or bad. Anything can happen at this very moment. The computer can shut down. The screen could do something crazy. This broadcast, this recording can be erased. So many things that can possibly happen within this moment, but something good can come out of it. You can finally start to sense and feel the energy in you. It can waken that part of you up, and now you want to be more, you're more intrigued and learning more about it because we're sharing this moment. So the energy of me trying to demonstrate and show you is being cast over to you, and you're figuring out how you want to use this energy, right? So that is just one way. When we get to spirituality, Westber says spirituality is the quality or state of being spiritual, a sensitivity or an attachment to religious values, in essence, distinctive from matter and immortality. I don't know what that immortal. I said that so wrong. Strike that from the record. So it is for me, when it comes to spirituality, is finally starting to name what the energy is. Spirituality honors experiences, introspection, and emotional connection, whether it's within tradition or away from traditional religions. Spirituality is something that we all embody because it's the relationship that one has with their spirit. That is what spirituality is. So, again, I'm tying this also in with my own personal definition, which is we have this energy. And in order to call this energy something or have a relationship with this energy, it starts to enter to the round of spirituality, which leads us to the definition of religion. Religion is a personal set of institutionalized systems of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Service and worship of God or the supernatural in a system of faith and worship. Religion provides structure, tradition, and community for expressing spiritual beliefs. Practices, rituals, and indoctrination shape how individuals and groups nurture their relationship with the divine and sacred. So, most people, when you're talking about nature, Mother Earth, and everything, is feeling the energy and accepting this universal energy that's all around us. And we know that it has created us around it. We have been made into this vessel to capture some of that energy, to have a particular experience within this realm. And now that I recognize this energy within me, I realize I will deem it as a spirit, as though there are others around. And I want to call this spirit, I don't know, Allah, Jesus, um, Honoration, you know, Kali. There's so many different deities and different things because they embody a particular type of what? Energy. And so now we capture this energy as I am, Amanda, this spirit, right? Capture the energy. How I decide to operate and practice and nurture the relationship with my spirit is my religion. So they all work together. It is based off my beliefs. So when we talked about earlier about if it resonates with you or not, you are choosing what you believe in and what you want to practice, what works for you and what doesn't. Now, when it comes to the realm of churches and different things, as the Bible puts it, because that's how I grew up Pentecostal, Baptist, non-denominational, Christian, however you like to put it. And I still have so many questions and fully understanding what it is. And when I got baptized, I came about and said what I needed to learn about God was not going to be found within the church. Well, within these walls is what it said. But I used reference from it. And when we take a reference of it, he said, when one or two come together, you fellowship, and now we can create a church. So together, digitally, virtually, we are having a form of type of church together right now. Right? And so if we decide that we're going to meet here every day at this particular time, now we are creating a bit of structure and then maybe a name and different things of how we want to label ourselves will come about, because then we'll label with that spirit. We are bottling it up and saying, this is the energy. We grab these energies because this is how we feel and this is what we agree on. We're going to go ahead and put it in a vessel of such as a name. And then this will be the spirit that we are now engaging with. So that that is your energy, spirituality, and your religion. It all intertwines. I get those questions a lot when people say, "Is everybody spiritual?" And I'm all like, "Yes." If you have breath in your body, if you are here on this earth, the energy moves you. The energy doesn't know. It just wants to have an experience. So the purpose of life, the purpose of you being here is simply to have an experience. So you experiment with the experience that's led by desire, because whatever you're desiring is what you're going to start creating. Either you're going to believe you can believe that you can obtain what you desire, or you're going to have an experience where you feel like you cannot attain what you desire. Either way, you're going to have an experience centered around this desire. And I use the term experiment because you don't know all the correct ways. You're just trying, if seeing if this works, if that works, should I go this way? Should I look that way? Should I, move about, and should I do these things? Those are different ways of being able to go ahead and experiment. And you will do that until you are no longer here on this earth. I solely believe when you have your childhood sets the basis of everything. So looking at the natal chart and everything, you can see the base energy of where you are and who you are and how you kind of will navigate through this world. And then whatever happened as a child, you start to go through it. And then boom, here we are on the other side of things. So I just want to say that. So me having this gift, like my gift is exhortation. I took a spiritual gift and they told me I had the gift of exhortation. So I love talking to people. When I look at my astrology, it supports me understanding and wanting to get to the core and being really deep with information, or having deep connections with people instantly that makes them feel comfortable to reveal how they feel. That's the energy that I house within me, and I'm very proud of that energy and I love it. And so learning, like I said, as an adult, I went and got baptized to fully understand what was going on. I had the woes me's, I feel stuck, I don't understand this, how is God with me? And then as I started to go, I understand God, or the universe, put this amount of energy in me to, one, understand who I am and then carry out this experience. And this experience for me is to be able to be teaching and to be able to help people gain new perspective and new perceptions within their lives, so they can reconnect with who they are. We took a journey to forget who we are, got to a state of when we were really operating and creating at a higher level, to be able to now come down. And now we are back in a stage of where the consciousness and understanding is rising. I've been born and put into this moment right here to do that with you. That took time to learn. By the way, I want to say it really did take time to learn on how those things are, but you have to figure out what really is work for you. The definition for me for sin is, once you know if you should or shouldn't do something, and you come to conviction on, like, yeah, I think that is a wrong thing to do, yet you still go out and do it regardless, I feel like you're just sinning against yourself. So those are things that you have to see. Now, how can we connect with our energy and have time to communicate with our spirit, and make it a religious practice for ourselves? I want to invite you for these last couple of minutes we're here, because I don't like to have too long of a video, but I guide you to just relax. Allow for your hands to touch your knees. Put your shoulders back. Allow them to relax. And just bring notice to your breath. And begin to survey the body, noticing anywhere that we may feel any type of way. Take notice of it. And just breathe. And anywhere that you may feel any tingling, any stiffness, even darkness, Just take a really good deep breath within that area. And just say, I honor the universe's energy in me, through me, and around me. I am open to insight and in growth through spirit and experience. My journey unfolds with love and curiosity. Remember, you are the co creator of your life. It is up to you to have a relationship with your energy, with your spirit, creating and habits and practices that connects you, understands you, and allows for you to thrive within the desired reality that you have been placed here to with experience with. So I do invite you, if you feel like you could use help in getting a better understanding, because we'll go deeper into these things as their own individual um, episodes. I like to keep these 10, but this went double, but that is okay because we were talking all about energy, spirituality, religion. This is a very topic that I expected to go over because I'm very passionate about it. I totally understand um, how trying to figure out how you fit within this world, trying to understand how you fit within this world sometimes can run you ragged, right? It could cause you to misalign and do crazy stuff out here. But everything always works out in your favor, even if it feels like a consequence of some kind. It's only there to help create disciplines. The entire world talks to you in some shape, way, or form. Whether there's a bird that comes to meet you on your windowsill every morning, whether there's a spider on your windowsill every time you get in, whether you may see an armadillo walking in your path, crossing your eyesight, everything is there for a reason. Maybe you're looking at the clock and it says 111 or 222 or 333, right? Or maybe it even says 546. And you're saying, what difference does that make? That's no particular order. Yes, it is. At least it's significant for me, as well as when I see the numbers. To me, granted it's 546, but somehow in my head it goes 654 or 456. I see that, and that's what I resonate with, and that's how I communicate with my spirit. Again, we'll go deeper into communicating with your spirit in another episode, but for this one, with energy, spirituality, and religion, remember, we all house energy. We are all here. Our breath is the wind, our skin is the earth. The passion within us is the fire that we see, and our emotions are just like the water. The moon controls the water as it controls how we feel at moments. The sun gives us life just like fire, right? So it all plays within each other, consciousness within itself, but there's subconsciously parts that we don't know because it's been submerged. And it's meant for us to discover what that is through our experience with our desired direction. Right? So it was good. It has been great. Hopefully, this has been helpful for you in different levels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. I would love to be able to get more understanding about you, how this relates to you. Does this even make sense? Do you have questions? Do I need to go back and do another episode, which I'll get more into this as well as we keep going on. Thank you for your time. Be great, be blessed. Ashe.